I'm in Washington Square Park near New York City's iconic West Village, where today we're going to take a look at a legendary spot in the local underground music scene. Near world-famous places like the Blue Note and John's of Bleecker Street is a tiny, dark basement that just so happened to be the launching point for some of the 20th century's most iconic musical artists. I'm Andrew Bonieskie, and today we're going to take a look at Cafe Wha. Drew?
What's up, man?
It's good to see you.
You too. What's going on?
This is Drew Hart, the booker of Cafe Wha. He's going to show us around a little bit what's going on down in the basement.
Come on down.
In 1959, a veteran of the Second World War, Manny Roth, purchased a horse stable here at 115 McDougal Street. It wasn't much to look at originally, and it wasn't his first foray into clubs, as he owned a place down on Bleecker Street called the Cock and Bull, but this would turn out to be his lasting legacy. He was able to turn it into a paradise where the exploding neighborhood of artists and dreamers could make their dreams come true. All right, we're down here in the lobby. So, Drew, how long have you been here with Cafe Wha?
Been here since 2019, so about 5 years.
What makes this place unique, and what's striking and enticing about it?
I mean, we've been around since '59. Tons of history. It's where Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, everybody knows the lore. They got their start here. It was kind of like one of the pillars of the Greenwich Village folk scene and rock scene. And
you got David Lee Roth on the wall right up there, actually.
yeah.
Though Manny Roth was coincidentally the uncle of Van Halen's David Lee Roth, they are not the group that he became most associated with. On January 24th, 1961, Bob Dylan shows up on a hootenanny night with nothing but his guitar and plays a few songs. Of course, the rest is history. In 1965, Jimi Hendrix, then going under the name Jimmy James, playing with the Blue Flames, they were playing for tips in a jar that they passed around and ended up playing dozens of shows at the venue. A few years later, Bruce Springsteen comes through and plays shows. Mary Travers of Peter, Paul, and Mary, before she hit the big time with them, was a waitress here at Cafe Wha. If you can think of a countercultural act of the last 50 years, chances are they got their start right here. Well, very cool. Can we see a little bit behind the curtain? Can we take a look at the green room?
Yeah, let's check out the green room here. Still is a boiler room, but there was a wall right here that we knocked out last year, and it's putting lipstick on a pig in here, but for New York, I think it's not too bad for the West Village we're making do.
Sometimes it's literally a tiny little room next to the stage with a curtain separating it and the stage. So this is miles above what most people will get in a venue this size.
We don't want to do the band factory thing. We want everyone to come in and feel like their show is like special and like that's the focus. And so we try to make it a good time in the green room and make it fun for the bands.
All right, can we go take a look at the main room and the stage?
Let's do it.
Down here you can see the original floor laid by Manny Roth in 1959.
Yep. Apparently Bob Dylan has a piece of this rock from this floor like framed. I doubt he has it hanging in his bedroom, but we did give him that. So.
See the huge room around here. What's our seating capacity?
It's 220, believe it or not. That's a very cozy 220. People pack in, and it's a great vibe.
Yeah, and there's so many amazing places that are packed into this tiny neighborhood right here. Is there something behind this wall?
Yeah. That's the Comedy Cellar. Famous comedy club. So again, between songs, if the comedian's really killing it, you can hear people like laughing through the wall, which is pretty cool. As you can see, we've got a big in-house backline. Want to make it easy for touring bands. Say they're coming through, they want to drop the trailer. The house band as well. They're set up and dialed in, and despite the weird shape of the room, it sounds pretty awesome in here. So.
All right, so up here on the stage, obviously, this is where the performances happen. Now, tell me about the difference between the house band and the original acts that y'all have coming through.
So we got the house band here. They've been holding down the fort for years. They're here pretty much 5 nights a week. Killer musicians, just all around. So this is their the amount of hours they spend on the stage is probably insane. I'd say within probably the past 5 years, we've been bringing more and more touring artists and original acts as well to Cafe Wha. So we've been kind of bringing that back a little more, and it's really nice to have both things kind of working in tandem there.
Tell me a little bit about the thesis statement of Cafe Wha, because you're not Madison Square Garden, obviously, and there's no intention to be. So what happens here? What is the goal?
Just, at the end of the day, we want to make every show, feel special and fun, and we want people to, just have a memorable experience here and keep the kind of tradition here, keep it alive. So
Do you find it difficult to be running an independent venue in the era of things like Live Nation?
You know, there are things like NEVA, which is an organization for independent venues to all be associated with and a part of, to kind of advocate for the indie venues out there, because it is, Live Nation's buying up all these clubs all over the city. And so it's great to, hold down the fort along with the other indie venues around town. Part of what just like speaks to the longevity is just all the history that's here. It's just, this cool little neighborhood with all these venues, and that's the draw, the history and the music.
Drew, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Thanks for being here.
And this has been a deep dive look at the legendary Cafe Wha. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.